The Oracles of Zoroaster. Cause. God. Father. Mind. Fire. Monad. Dyad. Triad. 1. But God is he having the head of the hawk. The same is the first, incorruptible, eternal, unbegotten, indivisible, dissimilar, the dispenser of all good, indestructible, the best of the good, the wisest of the wise. He is the Father of equity and justice, self-taught, physical, perfect, and wise, he who inspires the sacred philosophy. Eusebius. Preparatio Evangelica, Liber I, Chap. X. This oracle does not appear in either of the ancient collections, nor in the group of oracles given by any of the medieval occultists. Corey seems to have been the first to discover it in the voluminous writings of Eusebius, who attributes the authorship to the Persian Zoroaster too. Theurgists assert that he is a god, and celebrate him as both older and younger, as a circulating and eternal god, as understanding the whole number of all things moving in the world, and moreover infinite through his power, and energizing a spiral force. Proclus on the Timaeus of Plato, 244. Z. page 24. The Egyptian pantheon had an elder and a younger Horus, a god, son of Osiris and Isis. Taylor suggests that he refers to Chronos, time, or Chronos, as the later Platonists wrote the name. Chronos, or Saturnus, of the Romans, was son of Uranus and Gaia, husband of Re, father of Zeus. 3. The God of the universe, eternal, limitless, both young and old, having a spiral force. Corey includes this oracle in his collection, but he gives no authority for it. Lubbock doubted its authenticity. 4. For the eternally on, according to the oracle, is the cause of never-failing life, of unwearied power and unsluggish energy. Taylor. T. 5. Hence the inscrutable God is called silent by the divine ones, and is said to consent with mind, and to be known to human souls through the power of the mind alone. Proclus in Theologiam Platonus, 321. T. Inscrutable. Taylor gives stable, perhaps incomprehensible is better. 6. The Chaldeans call the god Dionysos or Bacchus, Iau in the ph Nishon dung instead of page 25 the intelligible light, and he is also called Sabaoth, signifying that he is above the 7 poles, that is the demiurgos. Lidus. Dimensi bus, 83. T. 7. Containing all things in the one summit of his own hyparxis, he himself subsists wholly beyond. Proclus in Theologiam Platonus, 212. T. Hyparxis is generally deemed to mean subsistence. Hyper's reality is distinct from appearance. Hyperch's beginning. 8. Measuring and bounding all things. Proclus in Theologiam Platonus, 386. T. Thus he speaks the words, is omitted by Taylor and Corey, but present in the Greek. 9. For nothing imperfect emanates from the paternal principle, Celis, 38. Cletho. Z. This implies, but only from a succedent emanation. 10. The Father refused not fear, but he infused persuasion. Cletho. Z. 11. The Father hath apprehended himself, and hath not restricted his fire to his own intellectual power. Celis, 30. Cletho, 33. Z. page 26 Taylor gives, the Father hath hastily withdrawn himself, but hath not shut up his own fire in his intellectual power. The Greek text has no word hastily, and as to withdrawn, arpazo means grasp or snatch, but also apprehend with the mind. 12. Such is the mind which is energized before energy, while yet it had not gone forth, but abode in the paternal depth, and in the adytrum of God-nourished silence. Proc. Intim. 167. T. 13. All things have issued from that one fire. The Father perfected all things, and delivered them over to the second mind, whom all nations of men call the first. Celis. 24. Pletho. 30. Z. 14. The second mind conducts the empyrean world. Damasius. De Principiis. T. 15. What the intelligible saith, it saith by understanding. Celis. 35. Z. 16. Power is with them, but mind is from him. Proclus in Platonis Theologium, 365. T. 17. The mind of the Father riding on the subtle guiders, which glitter with the tracings of inflexible and relentless fire. Proclus on the Cratylus of Plato. T. 18. After the paternal conception either soul reside, a heat animating all things. For he placed page 27 the intelligible in the soul, and the soul in dull body, even so the Father of gods and men placed them in us. Proclus Intim. Plat. 124. Z. Orti. 19. Natural works coexist with the intellectual light of the Father. For it is the soul which adorned the vast heaven, and which adorneth it after the Father, but her dominion is established on high. Proclus Intim. 106. Z. Orti. Dominion. Kratusum copies give karata, horns. 20. The soul, being a brilliant fire, by the power of the Father remaineth immortal, and is mistress of life, and filleth up the many recesses of the bosom of the world. Celis. 28. Pletho. 11. Z. 21. The channels being intermixed, therein she performeth the works of incorruptible fire. Proclus in Politico, page 399. Z. Orti. 22. For not in matter did the fire which is in the first beyond enclose his active power, but in mind. For the framer of the fiery world is the mind of mind. Proclus in Theologian, 333, and Tim. 157. T. 23. Who first sprang from mind, clothing the one fire with the other fire, binding them together, that he might mingle the fontainous craters, while preserving unsullied the brilliance of his own fire. Proclus in Balm. Platonus. T. page 28-24. And thence a fiery whirlwind drawing down the brilliance of the flashing flame, penetrating the abysses of the universe. For from thence downwards do extend the wondrous rays. Proclus in Theologian Platonus. 171 and 172. T. 25. The monad first existed, and the paternal monad still subsists. Proclus in Euclidum. 27. T. 26. When the monad is extended, the dyad is generated. Proclus in Euclidum. 27. T. Note that what the Pythagoreans signify by monad, duad, and triad, or Plato by bound, infinite and mixed, that the oracles of the gods intend by hyparxis, power, and energy. Damasius de Principiis. Taylor. 27. And beside him is seated the dyad which glitters with intellectual sections, to govern all things, and to order everything not ordered. Proclus in Platonis Theologium, 376. T. 28. The The mind of the Father said that all things should be cut into three, whose will assented, and immediately all things were so divided. Proclus in Parmen. T. 29. The mind of the Eternal Father said into three, governing all things by mind. Proclus. Timaeus of Plato. T. 30. The Father mingled every spirit from the Striad. Lidus. Dimensi Bus. 20. Taylor. Page 2931. All things are supplied from the bosom of this Striad. Lidus. Dimensi Bus. 20. Taylor. 32. All things are governed, and subsist in this Striad. Proclus in Alcibiades. T. 33. For thou must know that all things bow before the three supernals. Damasius, de Principiis. T. 34. From thence floweth forth the form of the Triad, being pre-existent, not the first essence, but that whereby all things are measured. Anon. Z. Orti. 35. And there appeared in it virtue and wisdom, and multiscient truth. Anon. Z. Orti. 36. For in each world shineth the Triad, over which the monad ruleth. Damasius in Parmenidum. T. 37. The first course is sacred, in the middle place course is the sun, in the third the earth is heated by the internal fire. Anon. Z. Orti. 38. Exalted upon high and animating light, fire, ether, and worlds. Simplicius in his Physica. 143. Z. Orti.